Receptors are like an electric circuit. They have a battery, which is really electrons provided by the cell, and the electrons go in at one end of the receptor, and they come out at the other end.
Luca is suggesting that when we sniff a molecule, it fills a gap in the receptor, so electrons can flow across. The electrons excite the vibration of the molecule, which allows them to lose energy and jump the gap. The idea is that we have a number of these receptors in our noses, tuned across the spectrum of vibrations. And only those molecules with the right vibration, fitting into the right receptors, will trigger an impulse to the brain.
So in a sense, when the molecule is in the receptor, the electrons flow through, and the flow of electron causes a chemical reaction in the receptor, which in turn triggers off the neuron, which sends a message to the brain that tells it that the molecule was in the receptor. Now, I think that is the way we smell.
Paris, gare du Nord. Nous vous prions de bien vouloir garder vos pantalons avec vous.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, ça m'est bien égal.
If the deeper mechanism that Luca has proposed can be developed and tested and verified, it suggests very seriously that a number of the biological processes that depend on receptor molecule identification, and there are a host of these in biology, not just olfaction, that involve recognition of specific analytes or specific molecules. And neural recognition is an example, certainly, but there's dozens and dozens of very important biological processes. They too may involve this vibrational mode for part of their recognition. If that's so, then it merits re-examination of a number of the fundamental tenets of biology.
Je me fous du passé avec mes souvenirs. J'ai allumé le feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs. Je n'ai plus besoin de.
What he has to do now is show that it's actually there and come up with something more than circumstantial evidence from biological sciences.
From what I hear of it, I do believe it is logical, it could happen. Now the question is whether it really is the explanation or whether molecular shape is the explanation. And all we can do is wait for further research to find out the answer.
It is going to be tough, and part of the reason is that any predictions that my theory makes have to be tested by the smell of the molecules. Now, many scientists, including scientists who work on smell, do not pay attention to what their nose tells them. So the people whose opinion I really need and value are the perfumers. And that's why I've come to Paris to meet the perfumers at Quest Perfumes.
Ça commence avec toi.
The final hurdle. With a mechanism in mind, Luca should now be able to solve the challenge set for him by his competitor John Moore. It was the riddle of the carvone molecule. Two mirror images. They have the same vibrations, but very different odors. One smells of mint, and the other of caraway. Although both carvones have the same number of vibrations, Luca discovered that in the mint carvone, we do not detect one of them.
In the mint carvone, you don't smell the carbon-oxygen vibration because the molecule sits in the wrong orientation in the receptor. So the prediction from this is that if I added back that vibration to the mint carvone, I should get the caraway smell.
So what I needed was a molecule that would supply the missing vibration at 1800. And I looked around, and several molecules have that vibration, among which acetone, which is really a nail varnish remover. and other analogs of acetone like butanone and pentanone, which also smells like nail varnish remover, is the one I eventually settled on. So what I did was to add increasing amounts of pentanone to the mint carvone until, at a particular proportion, 3:2 in this case, I got a very distinctive caraway smell.
So that's why I went to Paris. Because to me, this smells like caraway. The mint is gone. The mixture has taken the mint away. It's now caraway smell. But that's just my opinion. I'm not an expert on this. But to make really sure, we had to go to the experts, the professionals, professional perfume composers, the noses.
Excusez-moi, Monsieur Turin, Monsieur Roussel vous attend.
Ah, merci bien. J'y vais. Salut Maurice. Comment va? Content de te voir? Ouais, très bien. Ouais, très bien, impeccable.
Plaisir de te voir.
Moi aussi, moi aussi. Alors, voilà, dis donc, t'as l'air
J'ai téléphoné, mais...
Ouais. Dis donc, t'as l'air occupé, là.
Je vous ai amené un petit peu particulier.
Je vous ai amené des tas de choses effroyables à sentir. On va sentir les mélanges d'énantiomères dont je t'avais parlé.
Ouais.
Alors, ce qu'on va faire, c'est que je vais les sortir. Je vais sortir les...
On voit que c'est des produits...
Ouais. Et au fait, j'ai senti le caranal hier. Alors,
tu connaissais pas?
Quelle merde. Bonjour.
Bonjour Raymond. Bon, vous allez me faire un petit mélange. Alors c'est un mélange très spécial. C'est pour Lucas, donc les produits sont là. Et on va y faire la formule vite fait. Alors qu'est-ce que tu aimerais qu'on fasse?
Alors premièrement là j'ai de la butanone.
At this point, I'm really scared. I've painted myself into a corner here. Either they agree that the thing smells of caraway, or they don't. And these are the professionals. And to make things even worse, Maurice has invited 2 other perfumers at Quest to come in and smell the mixtures.
Raymond, est-ce que tu pourrais demander à Raymond qu'elle vienne avec les essais et les formules, s'il te plaît? Merci.
Bon, je vous ai expliqué le principe. Il y a à un bout, vous avez la carbone, la carbone menthe.
Carbone.
Et à l'autre bout, vous avez la pentanone. Pure et simple odeur cétonique. Et quelque part entre les deux, selon mes calculs, il devrait apparaître une note...
If the perfumers can smell mint turning into caraway, it will be the first real test of Luca's theory, that odors can be created from vibrations.
Tu veux une règle?
Téléphone à ta... Oui, parce qu'on ne peut pas les poser.
Quelqu'un.
For the first time, the fragrance industry will have a tool to predict the smell of the molecules they design.
À la limite, je la sens presque plus l'acétone en fait.
Ouais.
Elle est confondue.
Ouais. Elle est bien fondue, ouais. Elle est
Bon,
bien
alors
cachée.
pourquoi ne pas maintenant sentir le 6 et le 7? S'il vous plaît.
Alors que Maurice,
Dans le 5.
plutôt 5. Donc un caractère plus carvi.
Et moi, très clairement, dans le 5 aussi.
Calice le 5. Alors que moi, c'est plus le 7. Il ne faut pas me dire ça pour me faire plaisir.
Non.
Hein?
Mais
Vous
pas
allez
du
me
tout.
donner votre opinion honnête.
L'opinion honnête, c'est que c'est extrêmement... c'est bluffant, je dirais, parce que je trouve l'odeur de vin absolument évidente, même les 3 essais. Moi, je trouve plus performant dans 7, mais je suis complètement convaincue. C'est fabuleux,
Impeccable.
fantastique.
T'as une bonne nouvelle.
Bravo.
Et en général, nous sommes des gens très durs. On a plutôt tendance à dire c'est mauvais, c'est pas bien, premier essai, surtout face aux scientifiques. Non, là, c'est probant.
C'est bon,
Ouais,
c'est bon.
probant, ouais.
Très bien, je suis très content. Champagne.
C'est vraiment bien. C'est vraiment bien.
Parfait, merci.
J'ai trouvé ça intellectuellement très intéressant. Les choses doivent être démontrées. Et là, la démonstration a été faite et elle est tout à fait probante. Et j'ai trouvé ça surprenant parce qu'il y avait je crois que les parfumeurs ont tout de suite saisi l'idée intellectuelle de la chose et ont tout de suite capté la transformation de l'odeur dans une autre.
Well, I think it went better than I dreamt. And I was pleased on both things because all 3 perfumers agreed that the mixture of the mint carvone with butanone or pentanone was definitely caraway. That was great. They weren't just being nice. It was really good. This is only a beginning. There's the idea of building smells from vibrations, which is what we were doing today in a sort of in a small way is only it's one piece of the puzzle. There's hundreds of others before we get a good picture. But it's a start. It's great. It's a start. I'm very pleased.
Gave your heart that's strong to me, and life will always be la vie rose.
This program was recorded in 1995.